What's going on? It's your girl, TampaMystic, and we are back with another episode of the industry's most wanted podcast. We got Callie checking in tonight, so y'all stay tuned. Hey, and we are back and we are live in full effect right here on the industry's most wanted podcast. I am your host, Tampa Mystic, and we have Kelly checking in. Mr. Skeezy Scott was heading.
What it do, man? Skeezy Scott, man. Westside Skeezy, JC Records. We know what's up, man.
Man, listen, I just wanted to say first and foremost, thank you for taking some time. I know we on different coasts, different time zones. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between where we got going on. So thank you for taking some time out of your schedule to rock with us tonight, right here on the Industry's Most Wanted podcast. We like to focus on up and coming artists, artists that have a buzz in their city and they're out here working, they're out here grinding. So I just wanted to say thank you for taking the time with us tonight.
Definitely appreciate you.
Absolutely. So listen, bro, give us that a real deal introduction. You know, we got the whole world tapped in right now. Like everybody and their grandmama's watching. So right now is your time to shine.
Well, I go by the name Skeezy Scott. I'm an artist on JC Records, man. Pretty legendary shit. Shout out
Okay.
to my CEO, Judge Rich Gates, man. We started with that whole, Dirt Gang Brick Squad era type of shit, so
Facts. Definitely familiar.
that's where we coming from, man. My man locked me in the game. I'm up to bat, man. It's time to go.
It's time to go, man. Listen, that is so dope because I think that again, you and I were having this conversation before we got on here about rocking with the OGs or people that's been doing this a long time, and there's nothing wrong with this because when we come into this music business, whether we are a early bloomer or a late bloomer, we still got to surround ourselves with people who are going to show us the way, right?
Facts.
So that's definitely what you've done. And what I think is so dope about working with people who's been doing this a long time, not only are they going to show you the ropes of how to conduct business properly, they're going to also show you how to conduct business on your own. Because I know one thing that Bigga always instills in his team is, yeah, you could rock my brand, but make sure you're still building yours at the same time.
Facts. That's good advice.
Yes, absolutely. So I always got to take it back, man, because I understand that, you know, your life growing up leading till now is a journey, right? Like you've been through some stuff. I'm sure you've had some rough times and you've had some really great times. So I always want to take it back because I really want people to dive in and know, a little bit about your journey. So with that being said, let's take it back into your younger years. I'm talking like even elementary to maybe middle school. What were some of the things that you was into when you was young?
Well, I would say for the most part, I mean, I always been kind of level headed, but definitely had like some bumps in the roads with not listening and things like that. But for the most part, I was in the sports. So,
Okay.
you know,
Playing them or watching them? Which
no, I was playing them,
one was playing?
I'm into basketball, I was definitely into like track and things like that. I tried baseball for like a quick little year, wasn't really my thing, you know what I'm saying? Um, I mean, other than that, I kind of just been hands on with just like being out and about and just doing things, So I would say in my earlier years, stuff was kind of sweet, wasn't too much rocky.
Yeah.
When I got to maybe about, I'd say around 11, 12, that's when things started changing a little bit, That man started growing up in me,
Yeah.
pops not around, shit like that. So,
Yeah.
it was time to get out and adventure, do some things.
Absolutely. You want to hold it down in your household, like especially if you're in a single parent household and you being a boy, excuse me, you want to essentially be the man of the house.
Nah, that's a fact, man. I got out early and I hooked up with one of my cousins, one of my older cousins, and just start pitching a little marijuana here and there, things like that. So just try to get my own money.
Yeah, and that's exactly because you again, being in a single parent household, you want to be able to pitch in and you want to help out and you want to, essentially, help your mom out. And you got to, at that point, when you're young like that, what else is there really to turn to? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you be too young to go get a job. So you're like, okay, let me go sell a little weed here and there. You know what I'm saying? That's going to help me get things through the house a little bit quicker. So, um, at what point did music become that passion for you? Because this is something that you're really heavily pursuing now. So how did you know music was it for you?
That's funny. I really didn't know. I used to see one of my cousins. He used to be like freestyling and stuff. We used to be at this mall, and it was like where all the young people was hanging out. So we were at the mall, and everybody was just freestyling. So I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna jump in on this. So I just started freestyling, and one thing just kind of led to another. And then I seen him like getting in the studio with somebody, and then I still didn't really take it serious yet. But I would say when I got to about around 16, 17, I really started wanted to chase music. I was a big fan of Dipset, and
Okay.
things like that. So they kind of drove me that way, listening to them, Nas. I would say like the up north rap was like a real big influence on my upbringing. So that's kind of where I get my.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you, cuz that's another important key element is, who was influential for you, because not to say that you try to sound like them, but you being influenced by certain, artists and stuff like that can, somewhat lead you in the direction you want to go with your own rap career.
Yeah, that's true.
So Dipset, anybody else? What about, like, who, anybody on the West Coast that you was really tapped into?
Nah, definitely, man. Like people like Keek the Sneak, Mac Dre, all the regular people, man. Snoop Dogg, everybody else, Dr. Dre.
Yes.
Um, it's just so many people, man. The game is definitely like somebody I looked up to. Like his pen game, his lyrics, is impeccable, man.
Right.
Ain't too many dancing with him, bro.
That's facts. And everybody that you just named are artists, and this is in my opinion, I'm sure others as well, are timeless artists, because their lyricism and the way they deliver music is just so fire that you can listen to something that they may have come out with 20 years ago and it's still going to hit and knock right now in 2021.
Big facts.
So, what are some of the things that you did, going into your teenage years, becoming interested with music? And what were some of the things that you were doing that, maybe helped you today to get yourself, some notoriety or get yourself noticed? Because, there's a lot of key elements in this music business, a lot of steps that you can't skip. You got to, do the promo, you got to do the marketing, you got to do interviews like this. What were some of the things when you first started out that you were doing to help get your name and your face out there?
Well, I lived in a couple of different places. I was down in Carolina. I lived
Okay.
I lived out in Georgia too. I was like on the north side in Gwinnett County. So
Oh, you on the nose? You was on the nose side?
yeah, I was on the north side.
Me too. That's dope.
Yeah, so I came across a good bit of people, but it wasn't really until, like I said, I tapped in with my guy Rich Gates, man, and it was up since then. I hit him up and I was like, "Yo, I'm trying to get on, trying to do some music." He's like, "All right, bet, let's do this track then." So I sent him the track, had my producer hook it up. I sent him the track. He sent it back to me. Hook was fire. I was like, let's go, man. Hook the verse. So I laid mine and he was like, yo, I'm gonna throw somebody on it. I'm like, all right, bet. So when I got the finished version, it was my homie Day Day, man, out in Atlanta, Dirt Gang. So I'm like,
Yeah,
hey, that's big. Let's go. So that was kind of my real official start right there. That was
got
probably
you.
like around 2012, 13, somewhere around there.
Okay, so you've been really pushing it heavy for a little minute now. What would you say during that time from then till now has been like maybe the biggest learning lesson for you? Or, because again, this music business is not easy. There's a lot of shysters out there, a lot of smoke and mirrors, a lot of people selling dreams. It takes a lot of money, a lot of time. What has been like for you personally, for Skeezy Scott? What's been the biggest obstacle that you had to overcome, to be able to still continue doing this music?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. It probably was a point in my career where I felt like I didn't really know how to market. I didn't really know how to promote. I wasn't business minded. So, I just thought, oh, I grab my beats, I just rap on it, I just push it and sell CDs, but I guess when I started really learning about how to really market and really, put the business behind it, I got a little discouraged, so the numbers weren't looking how I was wanting it to be. And I'm just like, yo, I think I'm about to just throw in the towel, yo, and just, take my bag elsewhere and just, do what I got to do. But, they kept me in the game. My team kept me going. My family wanted me to see me keep going. So, they just helped motivate me, man. But
Yeah.
it was a time, like, even when, I went through like a little bit of legal stuff, I was out in Washington State. So, I was out there, running around doing some things and, got like some DUIs and shit like that. And, I had ended up going to jail and shit like that. But, it all played a part, so
Absolutely. That's all a part of your journey, and you can't change that. And I think going through all those trials and, tribulations that you may go through, like you said, you had to sit down for a little minute, all leads up to who you are today. It just makes you stronger. It makes you realize how important it is for you to go hard today because you don't never want to go back to that again.
nah, that's a big fact. It definitely helped me put like real perspective on my career and like, you can do this, man. You learn your mistakes, you applied it, so you're gonna come out on top.
Absolutely, and you can't beat yourself up for that. Like we human, we're gonna make errors and mistakes, and we're gonna fumble a little bit along the way. But as long as you can pick yourself back up from that and keep it moving, that's all that matters. You didn't weren't out here doing hard criminal stuff. You know what I'm saying? You were doing, probably some petty stuff that got you caught up for a little minute, and that's just what it is. But you picked up, you moved on from that, and now you're moving in the right positive direction.
Nah, that's a fact, man. I definitely thank God for the stuff I didn't get caught for, but he made sure something stick, so that was my payback.
Yeah, nah, for real. That's what's up. So, I know music is a passion. It's probably in your heart and in your soul. But outside of music, right now, what else can we catch you doing? What else do you enjoy doing?
Oh man, definitely. Like I said again, I'm definitely still into my sports, so you still
Okay.
catch me playing ball. I mean, other than that, I like messing with the camera, trying to take pictures and stuff like that.
Oh,
Um, I just be around the arts, man, and just be around, people that's into like, PR and promotion and stuff. So, I
right.
like talking to the plugs, man. I like talking to people who inventing stuff and, really trying to create stuff.
Absolutely. You got to be around. I always like to say I'm innovative, because I'm always thinking about the next thing that I can do to stay a few steps ahead of everybody else. So you're absolutely right. You got to stay around people that have like minds that are creative and constantly wanting to better themselves and to level up. So since you started doing music, on a serious note, we talked about like an obstacle you had to overcome. Let's talk on the opposite side of that, bro. Like share a highlight moment with us. Like what was a really dope moment in your music that you could if you could go back and relive it right now, you would. What would that moment be for you?
Oh man, it's a couple, but I must say since your name is Tampa and that's obviously Florida, so I'm gonna tell you about the experience I had out in Florida.
Oh,
We was out in Orlando, right? So my one of these dudes that we was hanging around with, he had a song with Fetty Wap, so he was out there for a show. So we was out there just supporting him or whatever, and we ran into Corey Guns. Corey Guns pulled up
yep.
at the show, and like just meeting Corey Guns and chopping it up with him and just chilling with him afterwards in the studio and shit like that was like a big inspiration to me because at that time, like I said, I was growing. So, I started seeing like things firsthand. So
Right.
just reliving that moment, that time I had in Orlando, it was pretty dope. It was a good night.
Yeah, like absolutely. Surrounding yourself with people who have a similar or even an exact passion as you, but somebody who's, maybe doing it longer or has seen a little bit more success, but you're on the path, like you right on their coattail with it. Those are the kind of people that excite me as well. You know what I'm saying? Like if I
Right,
could
right.
go and sit down with, DJ Envy for a day or Angela Yee from the Breakfast Club and just pick their brains, I would be in heaven because they do like the same things I do, just on a bigger level.
That's
you
a good
know,
fact.
so those are the people that you want to definitely tune in and tap into. So let's talk about your area right now. I know that I don't even know where we're at with this COVID situation. It seems like we don't hear about it as much anymore, but I know it's still very much out there, but things are back open. What is it like in your city right now, musically, for independent artists that are coming up? Is there a lot of opportunities? Talk to us about that.
Man, everything's up right now. Like I said, I'm probably like no more than like an hour outside of LA. So everything's open right now. Everybody's back to business. Red carpet's still rolling out. The events are still going. They still throwing showcases. They having like real big shows and shit right now, like out in San Diego and everywhere. I mean, in my area, I mean it's still going up. Tourists still coming in. Everything is still is lit.
That's really dope. I'm so glad that everything finally, like, was able to open back up, especially for someone like yourself who is an artist. You have to be out there. Like, yeah, it's cool to do social media stuff. That's a big part of it, but you got to be out there touching the people. You know what I'm saying? You got to really like shake hands and kiss babies, because you think about a lot of the OGs who's been doing this, like you mentioned earlier, someone like The Game or Snoop, or anybody else who was out in maybe the era pre-social media. That's why they're still so relevant today. Not only was it because they put out good music, but they were forced to be out there and build an organic fan base. Like, them streets, that's your real deal fan base. You get what I'm saying?
Nah,
um
that's a
so
fact.
it's like, I'm glad that artists like yourself are able to get back out there and touch the people, because it's such an important part of it. Excuse me. What about, like, let's fast forward, future wise, like, where do you want to go with your music? Like, if you could fast forward, 3 to 5 years from now, what will we catch you doing?
I definitely want my music to go international. Uh, right now, I'm definitely like making more, not really cheesy records, but like more commercial ready. I kind of got
Yeah.
away from, doing all the cursing a lot and, dropping the M bombs and all that. I'm still me, but, I'm just trying to make it, more suitable for everybody. The kids
You're
just want to play to it.
more marketable, bro.
The kids loving the TikToks and stuff. So I'm just like, I got to make something that, their parents don't want to turn off, man. It's acceptable.
I love that you have that mindset, because that makes you, like I was saying, more marketable. You now have opened yourself up to a much broader audience. I made a post about it recently on my story about how important it is to have clean music. And I'm not saying every song you put out has to be like for the kids and stuff like that, but make sure, if you have a song that's got a lot of profanity, have a clean version on deck, or make some music without any profanity in it, because it's not limiting you. Now you can market that to anywhere. Any DJ can play it on any radio station at any given time, and kids can listen to it. And you're not closing yourself off from a audience that is really vital. And that's them little youngins, because they're the ones that's going to help make yourself go viral.
Nah, you ain't never lied.
They listen. I'll tell you, these young kids, they glued to their phones and these apps and TikTok and who knows what. I don't even know all the apps that they're out there now, but they're the ones that are helping the music go viral.
They
So
are.
talk to us about the record that you sent us today, that we're gonna check out.
So this record that I sent you, it was a hard decision because I didn't really know which one I wanted to go with, but I definitely knew that this one was more in rotation with people a lot. This record called Mac Like Me. It's produced by this producer I was working with named Lil Bones out here.
Okay,
Um, yeah, he got good credits too. He did stuff for E40 and like a whole bunch of different people.
that's
So
fire.
yeah, I reached out to the homie Mac Lucci, man. If anybody don't know who Mac Lucci is, he signed to Snoop Dogg, so he a part of Doggy Style. He got a pretty solid catalog. So I
Yeah.
reached out to him because I thought he was good for this record. His sound really fits it and his flow, and we put it together, man. It's a masterpiece, man. I'm like, yo, this is definitely a banger right here.
Is there a video for it yet?
We did not shoot a video for it yet. It was like COVID came through and like a whole bunch of other stuff. So like so much stuff was getting delayed, and I was still moving and just dropping records. So
I totally get it, bro. Trust me, I understand. Like the world almost had to be put on hold for a while because of COVID, and I totally understand. But that's it's good that you were able to get some solid people on the record with you. For the people that's been hearing it, whether it be DJs or fans of yours, what type of feedback have you been getting?
man, they've been loving it, man. Like honestly, like everybody who heard this song has definitely kept it in their playlist or in rotation. You know, it's just one of those songs that's like one of those breakthrough records that's like, okay, you have like 10, 30 trapped out or whatever songs that come through, and then you got that one song that just makes everybody just stop and be like, okay, I gotta pay this some attention. Like it changes your whole vibe as soon as you hear it.
Right, absolutely. So we're about to check it out though, and I'm gonna put this on the screen while you're saying it. Tell everybody where they can follow you and keep up with you. It's on the screen, but I'm gonna have you say it anyway. Tell them your social media. Maybe you got other stuff besides Instagram that you use, where they can follow you at.
So you can follow me on Instagram at official Skeezy Scott, only page. You can follow me on Twitter at JCSkeezy5. I'm on YouTube, Skeezy Scott. I actually got a Vivo channel that's coming too, so
So
you can follow me on Skeezy Scott Vivo. Um, just whatever socials you can find, man. Just hit Google Skeezy Scott, something gonna pop up.
dope. That's what's up, man. And the single is available on all the digital platforms.
It's on every digital platform. It's on live mixtapes, which I got some banging stuff coming right there too. That's a big surprise. Um, it's on Audio Mac. You know what I'm saying? Go check it out on my DJ Audio Mac, DJ Red Skull. His Audio
Dope.
Mac going crazy. Matter of fact, he just hit 1 million streams on all releases, so he got his
That's
numbers
dope.
up, man. So yeah, it's on everything, man. You got Spotify, Apple, whatever is there.
Word, that's what's up, man. Two more things we gotta do before we check out this record. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Man, first I'm gonna give a shout out to God, definitely for giving me a breath to wake up this morning and definitely
Yeah,
keeping my mind together. Next, it's definitely gonna be my record label, JC Records, man. My whole family, Just Rich Gates, J Bucks, everybody who keep me solid. Shout out to Pesh over at Live Mixtapes, you know what I'm saying, backing me. Just, shout out to everybody that's in my corner, man.
word, facts, bro. Last but not least, we got Skeezy Scott checking in right here on the Industry's Most Wanted podcast. So my last question to you, bro, is what makes Skeezy Scott the industry's most wanted?
Man, the music is what make me industry most wanted. When you hear it, you know that this new sound is something that's definitely need to be there. And I'm a trendsetter, man. I don't fit in with nobody. You play my shit, hands down, you gonna get it
That's the goal, bro. We don't want to fit in. We want to stand out, right?
all the way. I'm standing all the way out.
I like your look too. You got a dope look too. Has anybody ever like said that you look a little slick by like 2 Chains?
Man, you know what? I used to get that a lot, man. Like going into different chat rooms and different stuff, man. People used to be like, "Oh, is that the fake 2 Chains?" I'm like, "Nah, this ain't no fake 2 Chains, man.
Right, exactly.
This the
This
real
Skeezy
Skeezy
Scott,
Scott right
baby.
here, man."
Please believe it. That's what's up, bro. Well, listen, it's definitely been a pleasure to have you on here tonight. We're gonna get into this record, Mac Like Me. Go ahead and introduce it for us.
Man, like she said, Mac Like Me featuring Skeezy Scott. You know what I'm saying? And my boy Mac Lucci, man, produced by Lil Bones on all DSPs, man. Let's run it up, man.
Let's go.
You ain't never been with a Mac like me. Pimpin' so strong, got all on me. You say you wanna ride with me, ride. Baby, come and ride with me. You ain't never been with a Mac like me. Pimpin' so strong, got all on me. You say you wanna ride with me, ride. Baby, come and ride with me, ride. Fresh out the pussy, it's your boy Skeezy Troop. Got some Air Jordans on with a two-piece suit. I don't walk with with a limp. I just walk with a grip. Keep a bitch locked down with this black magic stick. Long hair, don't care, not a perm, just some dreads. She know how to tell time, cause she always right there. Keep a perfect pair like a nigga playing spades. Definition of a hustler, making money different ways. Selling pussy on the corner ain't the only way to pimp. Put her on the interstate with them packages to flip. Mama wanna be a star, so she do it all for me. Keep a team of bad bitches all reppin' JCE. My team built the ball like the boy Maglucci. DPG, JCE got the bad hoe choosing. She ain't fucking with the squad, then I swear to God she losing. Rain drop, top. Yeah, my bitch bad and blue. You ain't never been with a Mac like me. Pimpin' so strong, got all on me.
Real Mac shit going on though. The ball billionaire. Get into it.
You ain't never been with a Mac like me. Pimpin' so strong, got all on me.
Mac Lucci. Skeezy JC. She say she never seen a nigga fly like me. She gon' ride for me. Do or die, homies. Keep it so low key. Fuck a hater, see him later. We be chasing down. Watch the Blade every day, cause that's my favorite show. She love to hear daddy on the radio. I be talking Mac shit on the radio. Started off with nothing now, nigga straight ballin'. She shows up quick, she like that shit that I be talking. My pimp game strong, got trophies from Don Juan. I been macking on these hoes since rockin' this John. All facts, no liar. I be blowing on that fire. Bad bitch down for me, looking like Mariah. She say, daddy, you the best. Told me, nigga, you my sire. I got all my games from you. I'm your motherfucking rider. But I don't trust these hoes, cause these bitches be trifling. She ain't a solid bitch, so her contracts expire.
You ain't never been with a Mac like me. Pimpin' so strong, got all on me. You ain't never been with a Mac like me. Pimpin' so strong, got all on me.
Yeah, that record is so fire, bro. Like, it's got such a catchy like tempo and flow and vibe to it. Like, you know, it's one of them songs that I'll just ride and listen to, like, and it's gonna make me feel good. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I feel like. You ain't never been with a Mac like me. I'm a female, but you ain't never, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's such a dope record, bro. You know, definitely keep going up, keep pushing that record. I appreciate you checking in tonight. Any last words you got for everybody before we check out?
Nah, you know, I appreciate you, you know, throwing me a solid, you know, bringing me on, giving me the support. You know, shout out to the industry's most wanted, man. You guys definitely going up.
I appreciate that. And listen, bro, when you are in ATL, you gotta pull up. You gotta pull up. All right.
Definitely.
I'm extending that personal invite. When you in ATL, just come holler at your girl. You dig?
Appreciate that.
Absolutely. Well, y'all have a blessed night. Thank you, everybody who tuned in across the board, whether you were watching from YouTube, Twitch, Facebook. The video will be on YouTube. If you missed any parts of it, make sure you go watch it. Thumbs up, leave a comment, share it with a friend, tell a friend to tune in. It's your girl, TampaMystic, signing out, industry's most wanted. Y'all have a blessed weekend.